I don't know, folks. Episode 515 of the Donut Friendly Show. It's not getting any easier to do these shows and try to narrow it down to one thing that just frustrates the living hell out of me. And today, it's no exception. But this one, it's almost altruistic. It's like I feel like I'm not a man on an island. I feel like I'm a person in a village of millions who all agree, except for, once again, an extremely small portion of the population that cannot pull their proverbial heads out of their posterior. What the hell is wrong with a song that calls out greed? Period. Seven deadly sins. I think we all can agree that greed is bad. Doesn't matter if it's on the corporate level. It doesn't matter if it's on the individual level. Greed is bad. Why can't we agree on this? You're like, Matt, what are you talking about? Why are you so upset? I'm not upset. I'm frustrated. There's a difference. Upset means that I am out of control and unable to deduce with logic and reason. These don't need to live on two different planes of existence. I can be absolutely grounded and logical and frustrated and pissed off at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that. But you should have a reason. We had to listen to this with Jason Aldean. Oh, his production company, which he doesn't oversee, he shows up and he stands in front of a building, chose a courthouse because it has a great white front face. Don't say white, sorry. Blanco. And you can project a green screen type image on it in post editing because it's easier and it's a cool looking building and it's great for the shot. But because something horrible and many things horrible happen, he's a racist. Oh no, he sold a Confederate flag with Earnhardt Jr. on it. It's racist. He dressed up as a rapper for Halloween. He's a racist. But not listening to the song, which isn't about racism. It's about come to my town and find out. If you do this stuff, if you break the law in my town, you'll find out. And people are like, wait a second, what about Alabama? What happened when those white kids jumped that black man? F around and find out. Happens in big towns too. I wouldn't walk into the inner city and pick a fight and bring 5 of my friends to jump some kid. I'd get wrecked. I grew up in those cities. I grew up in those towns. I grew up in the barrio. The hell are we talking about here? It's just a mentality. It used to be, come into my neighborhood, you show respect and deference. NWA can sing about it. Ice Cube can sing about it. Tupac can sing about it. M can sing about it. Jason Aldean sings about it. He's a racist. He's a racist. So you guys cancel Aldean. You cancel syrup. You cancel rice. Rice. What was wrong with Aunt Jemima syrup? Have you read the story? Have you read the level of pride that there was that she was on the label of one of the top syrup producers in the United States? Now what? Uncle Ben's gone? Okay, fine. That's racist. Okay. What else? The Cleveland Indians needs to go? Okay, fine. That needs to go away. The Redskins need to go away? Okay, fine. What do you mean butter? Land O'Lakes? We got to get rid of butter now? Okay, fine. We'll get rid of that too. Is there still racism in the world? Then why are we still talking about this? Why are we still having the conversation? If all of these things are supposed to stop it, why hasn't it stopped? Why are we still saying that Anthony Oliver's song is classism, racist? Why is Jason Aldean's racist? I thought canceling everything was supposed to go ahead and solve it. Why are the Washington Redskins now considering a petition from a Native American association who's saying, we want the name back? Because if you look around, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Native American culture is pretty much gone outside of Santa Fe and stores in Albuquerque. We need as much of it and as much attention to it as we can so it does not die. But instead, let's cancel it. And in the end, it doesn't make much sense. Now, the only thing we have are Quaker oats with a white guy on it. Sounds good to me, I guess. This song is about greed. That's it. And it calls out all sorts of greed. Politicians. It talks about corporations. It talks about people who embezzle money. It talks about the stock market. It talks about anybody who puts themselves above others for profit. That's greed. With a satiable appetite for success at all cost. That's greed. It has nothing to do with a person eating ding-dong sitting on their couch, stuffing their face and still collecting food stamps. He's talking about greed because there are people who take advantage of welfare. He's not fat shaming anybody. He's giving you imagery. Just like a person stuffing their pockets full of dollars or going and robbing your piggy bank with a hammer and cracking it open. Imagery, folks. You didn't listen to the other following lines of the song where he talks about how those people in power are keeping those people down and keeping them addicted to something, which are little morsels and scraps to keep them alive, but not truly prosper and be happy. You didn't listen to that part of the song, of course. You're the only ones who are upset about this. There are every single race, color, and creed are enjoying this song. There's a white guy, a ginger, with a giant beard sitting in the middle of the backwoods singing into a microphone with a I don't know what type of guitar he's got. I know the style. It's not a lap steel, but steel guitar, but not. It's half wood, half steel. I don't care. It's beautiful sounding guitar. And normally the first thing you think of is Deliverance. Ding, 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 ding. And pretty much everybody has the same feeling with that. Holy crap, hide my butthole and get out of town. But when this guy starts singing, something happens. You transform. We used to watch this on American Idol. And people would come out and we'd look at him and Simon would be like, oh my God, you're a miserable, horrible piece of shit. You look absolutely horrendous. And would degrade these people. And then they would start singing. And then he'd be like, oh God, you're so amazing. Golden buzzer, or whatever the hell they do in those stupid shows. This guy would be laughed at. He has been. He's a former alcoholic. He has severe depression. He struggles with mental disorders. He went through a time in his life. He made some money on YouTube. He's done well. Just enough to buy some land. Yeah, a lot of land in Virginia. So what? Does that change anything that this guy has property? Does it change anything that he's self-made? Does it change anything that he did what other people do? I make money off this show. I'm doing really well. Is it okay? Can I do that? Is it okay if I make money off of Sprite and Walgreens on a few commercials that play in this show? Is that all right with you? Is it okay if I sell a t-shirt? Isn't that what this is all about? Does he have to be a grifter because he sings from the soul? His outward appearance shouldn't matter, but it does. No record company wanted to touch him. Nobody wanted to give him a contract because the way he looked and the way he was. So he did it himself. He's a self-made man. He should be idolized. People should be asking him to write a book to figure out what the secret is. Instead, we're trying to marginalize him. People are saying he's a grifter. People are saying he's astroturfing, which basically means he's a plant, that he's a seed for the conservative movement to go ahead and create these songs that create some sort of emotion and loyalty into us. Like a song like this creates loyalty to government, creates loyalty to big corporations. It's antithetical to that, people. I'm going to show you a reaction to this, and I may get flagged. I might not be able to make $1 off this. I don't care. I don't really care. Because to look at the demographics, the race, the color, the creed, the sexuality of people who are listening to the song and are moved, you're missing out. Yeah, this is a lot like listening to Neil Diamond sing, They're Coming to America. Pretty impressive, pretty amazing. Whitney Houston singing the national anthem. Incredible. Hendrix playing the Star Spangled Banner. This is one of those moments, and you're missing it because you're manufactured outrage, and people are telling you to say these things on Occupied Democrats and other stupid pages And I've got a stupid page too. But what I don't do is prescribe your thinking. I don't tell you what to say. Everyone is saying the same thing. There's three things. One, he's fat shaming people. One, he's denigrating people who are on welfare. And three is that he is a corporate plant who really is a multi-millionaire. Those are the three things. It's all the same language. It's all the same crap. And there's not an original thought in the bunch. Watch this. And if you're not moved by this, then check your pulse, because there's something seriously wrong with you. I don't get it. I don't get it. Here it is.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul.
I can rock with that.
These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end.
Okay.
Those are rich men.
By the way, that guy was wearing a Grunt Style shirt. Don't buy from Grunt Style. Buy from me, thedumshow.com. Thanks.
The rich men.
Oh, this is true. Tell him, buddy.
Some of us can't say what we absolutely know is true, and he's articulating it.
I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare.
Wow, we got people in the street with nothing to eat, and the obese are milking welfare. It's listen, the reason why you don't like it is because it's true. And it doesn't matter if it's a microcosm or a minutia representing the overall amount of people on welfare. That doesn't matter. Greed is greed. Stealing is wrong. We have a symbiotic relationship with our government. The governance of this country is dependent upon a couple of things. One is that if there is corporate greed, if there is embezzlement, if there is fraud at a massive scale, or even at a low level, it's still the same thing. And it doesn't behoove us to ignore it. It behooves us to address it. And he's making a comparison contrast to people who have nothing to eat versus people who are gluttons. Greed.
God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me.
What?
People like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, it ain't. And it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, north of rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Damn.
Man, I don't understand how you can't be moved by that song. It does. That is right. That is right. Oh my God. Folks, I'm going to say it. This guy just turned down an $8 million record contract. He's like, I don't want to be in planes. I don't want to be in 16 tour buses. I don't want to write 18 songs. This got me through a time. I wrote a song. I will continue to write music because I love music, but I'm not for sale. How can you sit here and tell me that that is not what we're looking for? We're not looking for somebody with morals and integrity and authenticity like that. And dare I say, if this song doesn't move you, if it doesn't speak to you, then you have lived a life of privilege. Yeah, I'm going to say it, privilege. Not white privilege or black privilege or brown privilege, but green privilege. You've had money, and I grew up without it. I grew up with it, then I lost it, and then I got it back. I grew up poor. We didn't have carpet on the floor. Life was hard. My dad worked 4 jobs. I walked uphill in the snow. My mother had brain surgery, $750,000 surgery. I know what it's like not to have money. And then I know what it's like to inherit from a grandfather. My father received property in Georgia and California, and we felt luxury. And then I decided to go strike it on my own. And I felt what it was like to be poor. And I had to make my way. If you haven't understood what I've just said, if you don't understand what he just said, you never will. If you're focused on the myopic, if you're focused on one line in a song to define the entirety, then you're the type of person that reads the cover of a book and thinks they know everything. Nothing wrong with this song, folks, except the people reacting to it, except the people who want to break it down. Well, this guy is impervious to it. And America does one thing. They love that. It's what made Trump so popular. I don't care what you think about Trump, but the guy, he definitely had the idea that he couldn't be bought, and he sold it to the American people, and he stood up and he talked about them. Well, this guy's doing the same thing. And you think that your ramblings, that your incoherent statements of astroturfing are even going to put a dent in this guy? There's nothing that you can throw at him that he hasn't seen or he hasn't dealt with. And honestly, he has dealt it a hell of a lot better than you have. Folks, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. We're going to be live tonight at 8 o'clock. Olivia and I will be here. We'll have a reaction to this. Hopefully you have some comments. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. And as always, please go buy a shirt, go buy a coffee mug, or just go ahead and download this song instead today, because he deserves every single nickel, and good for him. I hope he will start doing some interviews. But you know what? A part of me, I hope he doesn't. I hope he just disappears after this. And another person and another person and another person stands up and does this. No matter what color, race, creed, sexual disposition, I just want to hear people start telling the truth. That would be a great thing. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. We will see you tonight at 8 o'clock.
I'm David Boreanaz with the Cast of SEAL team, and we have an important message for returning vets.
We want you to know if you're struggling to cope, there's help and it's just a phone call away.
The Veterans Crisis Line is staffed with experienced professionals who know your struggles.
There's no greater sacrifice in service to our country. We're able to enjoy our freedoms because of it.
Your service is important, you are important.
For vets and their families, the Veterans Crisis Line is here to help 24 hours a day. Please call